Okay, hi everybody. So one of the big things that we need to talk about with Of Mice and Men is foreshadowing. Despite the fact that Of Mice and Men is a really short book, John Steinbeck, the author, uses a lot of foreshadowing in the first couple chapters. So we are going to use chapters 1 through 3 to pick out examples of foreshadowing. So just as a review, and I want you to write this on your paper, foreshadowing is when the author gives hints about what might happen later in the text. The important thing to understand about foreshadowing is that authors do this for a couple reasons. The first one is that it allows readers to make predictions, and that's kind of an important part of active reading. Along with those predictions, the other part is that it creates suspense. So when you really think about this, you can think about this as like your favorite TV show or a movie. Think about something like your Netflix series that you're watching, and you get to the end of the episode and you just like need to know what's going on with a character, and you think like, oh my gosh, maybe they're going to break up, or oh my gosh, maybe, he's going to run away from home or something. That is when your brain allows you to kind of like make that prediction. And what that does is it creates suspense for you so that you want to keep viewing, or in this case, you want to keep reading, right? So what I want you to do is I want you to write down this first example that I've given you. So I picked out an example of foreshadowing from the first chapter. This is when the boys, George and Lenny, are at the campsite. And George says, Lenny, if you just happen to get in trouble like you always done before, I want you to come right here and hide in the brush. Now, when I read that, immediately, like alarm bells went off in my head. And I'm like, oof, I do think that Lenny is going to get in trouble again. Like, I just feel like this is something that is a prediction. And now it makes me like want to keep reading to see what Lenny does. So I'm going to make a prediction over here. So maybe I'm going to say something like, let me change my color here. So I'm going to say Lenny will get in trouble again. And have to come back to the brush. And the thing that is really leading to me to think that is this, like you always done before. So maybe he won't even come back to the brush, but I do think that he's going to get in trouble. So what I would like you to do is I would like you to go through chapters 1 through 3, and I want you to find more examples of foreshadowing. So you can do this in two ways. You can go through the book and you can find a quote that like rings really true to you, or that stuck out in your mind of foreshadowing. You can look through your study guide packet. At the end, I always had you make predictions. Sometimes that leads you to foreshadowing. The other thing that you can do is you can start on this side. You can make a prediction about what might happen and then go find a quote that you think works with foreshadowing. So for example, maybe something in here you're going to write about something's going on with Curly's wife. Curly's wife will something, something, something. And then you're going back and you're finding that quote with your page number to prove it. Or you can work the other way where you're finding your quote first and then you're giving your prediction. Again, using your study guide is a good way here to start, because at the end of the pages, I always have you make a prediction. When you're finished with this, I want you to give me 2 or 3 complete sentences down here. And then you're going to upload your document or an image of your document into Schoology to show that you completed your work. Okay, good luck. Have fun making predictions.